jump on. I'm gonna. So far, it's at 8, 10. Nobody's jumped on yet, but I was on it for a second today, and not at the moment.
All excited about nothing.
Well, I was on it for 30, 40 seconds, and a bunch of people are jumping on. See, and the people will start commenting. So. Nothing's happening yet, but I'm just gonna see. Somebody's watching here.
It's not recorded at all. It's just.
I think it still records too. I got one person watching right now. 10 people are watching right now. So what are you working on?
Well, we're trying to figure out the belts on this thing. We had, I don't know, 5 different belts on it now. So we cut the belt so we could get the right length. This is, lengths that we can buy belts at. So we're trying to get the
idlers going
situated right. So we actually made this so that it's offset enough so that it'll still be a tensioner and it can get the belt in the wrong. This is the problem with doing this is we had to offset this thing way over to one side to get it into a length of belt that will work on this motor. Because the problem was the increment of belts went from 211T to 218, and we needed about a 214, so we had to move this over to accommodate for the 3 fewer teeth.
So I've got a couple people on. I got Rod already. I think Rod is watching. I can't remember where he's from. I think Rod might be from Australia or New Zealand, maybe. Got Luke Morrison, Scott Holton, and Dawn Daughter. Right. So several folks watching.
And then
That's
we
cool.
Figure out the water pump, because the other problem we're having is this water pump. We were going to move it out here. We were going to move it out a 1/2 inch, but then that sprocket or the pulley here will be too long for the chassis and it'll hit the cross member. So we're gonna have to machine this all back.
That's cool. Rod just said he's from Australia, watching from Australia. We're live right now. Pretty far away. These are all your different adapters.
What time is it in Australia?
Yeah, what time is it in Australia? It's 4 p.m. here. Let's see what Pete's working on. So what are you working on right now, Pete?
Well, it's the tensioner for that LS contraption. I don't know if Kevin said that's an LS engine with the LT5 head.
Yeah, that's the one you broke the belt on.
Which the head fit, but they don't fit. And then we converted the belt drive to chain drive, which has added tons of problems. We've been with it for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
We can't get the right size belt, and we have to make tensioners and idlers and a mess. But I think we got it. We finally figured it out.
Yeah, we got about 12, 13 people right now.
In Australia?
Well, Rod is from Australia. We got somebody watching. Ben's watching from Ramona. Luke Morrison from Australia. So yeah, it's the live thing seems to work. This is our experiment, folks. We're trying YouTube Live for the first time. So we're gonna see how this works out on the racetrack too.
Yeah, you can do it live on the racetrack, huh?
Well, that's what we're hoping. We're hoping we can do a stream live while you're getting the car ready on the staging line, and maybe eventually we can get a live stream with the camera inside the car. We got Dawn from Ohio. So yeah, all over the place.
How do they know about it?
Well, Pete, what it is it's called YouTube Live. So I just opened my phone, and anyone who's subscribed to the channel can see anything that I'm filming live right now on the phone.
Unbelievable, huh?
Yeah. We got 19 people watching all from around the world right now.
They gotta watch Kevin, he's better than me.
Okay, so give you guys a little tour of Pete's shop, a little close up. It's got a lot of implements.
Go across the street.
This is where all the magic happens.
Hey, go across the street, come to 34.
Yeah. So there's Gonna show the folks the race car right now. It's getting ready for 2 weeks from now. We're gonna be out at El Mirage. So, oh, okay. So here's the new 5-liter V12. You guys may have seen the video on that we released over the weekend. It's like a 30-minute video, but this is the new 5-liter. This is the one with the independent timing belts from the exhaust and intake cams. There's our Haltech R5 unit, and then you can see all the throttle bodies down in there. We got a clear Lexan cover in there just to keep any stray metal shavings from getting in. This is using the can't really see it, but it's a Liberty air shift transmission. So it's a 5-speed. It's still a manual transmission. It uses a high pressure air bottle. It's up to about, it needs about 500 PSI to shift it. That's done electronically through the computer, and it's just a button shift on the wheel and the column. So very simple inside. Got both parachute releases, our transmission arming button, start button, nitrous button, which isn't active right now because this is going to go naturally aspirated with no fuel in our race pack. But getting the car already, a lot of electronics in it. This is the stuff I enjoy doing. We've got our EGT modules, our barometric pressure sensor, map sensor, all the different electronics, and then the harness, the coils, and so on. So quite a bit. Let's see what these guys have to say.
Okay, it'll work.
So
Might have to open up this hole a little bit. Now we gotta cut those off.
we got somebody watching from Sweden also. It looks like Jordan is watching from Sweden.
Yeah. Eric Hansen.
So pretty cool. We got Bob. Bob is from Holland, Michigan. My brother lives right down the street from you in Grand Haven, Michigan, Bob. So very familiar with Holland, Michigan. I go there for the lifeguard festival every few years. Yeah, pretty cool. So we got 2 folks from Sweden. So we got Linus also from Sweden.
How many women?
None. No women. Got someone from Lancaster. Peter. He said to say hi to Pete and everyone. So I'm gonna go. We got someone from New Brunswick as well. Mike Dennis, it looks like. I'm gonna go show you guys across the way some of the other stuff that's going on in the shop. So here's the 34. That's the engine they're working on right now. So I don't know if you know the aftermath, but Pete broke the timing belt on it the other day. He got on it pretty hard and snapped the belt, bent all the valves. So he's doing a re-engineer, redesign. Metal body car. This thing was made from flat sheet metal. I don't know if a lot of you know that. So this was a Marcel that, if you guys know the name Marcel, they're really well known for doing a lot of body modifications and builds of this. Again, was made from flat sheet metal. It's a metal body 34. This is the block for the 7-liter that they're, this is a back burner project. They're working on this 7-liter. They're doing the heads. This is like the engine storage lot. So here's the 6-liter V12. This thing's all ready to go back in the car. So this thing, if you guys remember last year at Bonneville, piston hit the deck. Even on the final run, lost compression in one of the cylinders. So this thing all went back apart, got put back together. We did a couple runs. Did a run at El Mirage in it and back on the dyno. So that thing's ready to go back in. This is another 5-liter. This one's a few years old. This thing's an ancient artifact, but I don't think you guys have seen any videos with this engine in the car. This 5-liter has the LT 5-cylinder heads, and I don't remember. I know it's an aluminum bottom end block. It might be an LS. I don't think it is. I think it's like an Oldsmobile rocket engine, I think is what they call it. Again, this has adjustable cam timing. I'll try and come around so you can see it. It's hard to see, but you can see the pulleys on that 5-liter. They can independently advance and retard the cams on the 5-liter. But again, that's an older design. That thing's probably 10, 12 years old. But I don't know if you can see Big Bertha back here, but back here is the massive 20-liter V12 that Pete and Kevin made several years ago. There's a video on the website, but this thing is also scratch built. So this is not based off of an Allison. This thing is bare big, pieces of aluminum welded together, custom crank. It's 20 liters of displacement. It has 2 belt-driven superchargers on the front. It's gasoline, it's not diesel. It's got 2 coils per cylinder. It's a V12. And when this thing lights off, the whole entire neighborhood rumbles and all the car alarms go off. So it's a pretty impressive engine. If you haven't, look on the YouTube channel and you can see this thing running. We did a video on it a few years ago. That thing is massive. It's a beast. Over here, I'll show you the Mosier. You guys may have seen this one. I did a video on this about a month and a half ago. Again, I got to work on this one with Pete and Kevin. They built the engine and I got to do all the wiring, and I wired up the Haltech. So this was running a Haltech, I think 2500 series. So this is actually a Chevy 350 for those who are familiar with this engine. This is a standard old school Chevy 350. You can see the block down here if you're familiar with the block casting and so on, and the Chevy 350 water pump. But this one has been converted. It has 4 valve cylinder heads on it. So it actually has a total of 5 camshafts. It still uses a camshaft that goes through the center. And they have the way they've devised this is inside the timing cover, they've got 2 gears. So the crankshaft turns clockwise, but the camshafts turn counterclockwise, reverse rotation. So you have a clockwise and a counterclockwise rotation on the cams. The cam in the center, the 5th cam, the original cam, is only used to drive the oil pump and also used for the camshaft position sensor back here at the engine at the back. And that was pretty tricky to get the cam and the crank sensor all configured. But this thing, if you guys heard this thing around, this thing's freaking badass. It sounds bitchin'. It's just got a really different sound to it. It's got a really aggressive cam. And this is going to be another project at some point. Pete needs to figure out what he wants to put this in. So we go back over there and see what they're up to. And again, this is an experiment for us. We're checking this YouTube live out, so this is new territory, but I see people are commenting, so it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I see, what is that? Lutach made a comment, and yeah, all right, everybody's commenting. Pretty cool, Pete. You got 42 people watching now. So what do you want to tell them about your block?
Well, it's an LS block, LS2, 375 cubic inches. And we put the LT5 heads on, and they really don't fit. The bore centers are common.
Yeah.
And they both have 10 head bolts. But they're front to rear, they're right. But
yeah.
Top to bottom, they're not. So we plugged the Corvette heads, the LT5 heads, with a chunk of aluminum in each hole, and then re-drilled it. So it's kind of like a figure 8. The old hole is plugged up, and the new hole is next to it. And then we made some washers with the holes offset. So they're real thick, heavy washers.
Yeah.
So we still capture the head. We probably got 5,000 miles on it. And I broke the belt about a year ago. So I just replaced it, but then I broke it again. This pushrod cam drives the 4 cams on top.
Okay.
And originally we only had 1 belt, and it only had about 10 teeth engaging. It was kind of like this right here, like it is right shown here.
Okay.
And I got on it about a month ago, and I stripped the teeth off. There's so much load to drive these 4 cams on 10 teeth, it stripped the teeth.
Okay.
The belt.
Broke it.
So the valves hit this piston, of course.
Yeah.
Half the valve died. So to fix it, we decided to put 2 belts on it. One for the intake cam and one for the exhaust cam.
Okay.
Because this sprocket right here hits the 34 inner fender well.
So Pete's going to show you some of the sheet metal. So this is one of the dilemmas he's having.
It's a 34-4, the brown over there.
Yeah.
So these hit the original one. And when I didn't have fenders on, it was not a big problem.
Yeah.
But then when I put fenders on, this was rubbing. So I had Larry, he did this. Had to do this to the fenders also. So this problem is fixed, but then the belt problem came up where it strips the teeth. So now, trying to get, you can't get belts of any size you want.
Yeah.
These are available. So we made our own belts by cutting them and gluing them together. This belt is available.
Okay, that side.
They're both available. But we don't have them, so we ordered them.
Okay.
It's all had we ordered from Rock Auto
Yeah.
in California, and they couldn't ship them to California because there's some goofy law.
Yeah, the Prop 65.
It's a
Yeah.
Gates belt.
Yeah.
So you can buy it Napa every day long, but you can't buy it from Rock Auto for some reason. So anyway, we're gonna have tensioners on both these belts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that. And then this is a tensioner for the inner belt. We've got to make a tensioner for this belt now,
Yeah.
which is going to have to be way out here. And it can't interfere with, it's a jigsaw puzzle, basically.
Most people will probably say it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that too.
But it's awesome.
But it runs good.
No, this thing has a lot of, like you said, this is one of your better running hot rods.
It's like your new Corvette engine, a 3.5 liter or 5.5 liter.
Yeah.
600 horse. Very similar. And Chevrolet did make an engine like this with the LS block, but they only made them for a couple months,
Yeah.
a few months. They were like $40,000 to buy one. So we probably got that much in this thing labor and wise.
Somebody's commenting, the Racing Mind, saying to look at the Continental belts. They're saying they're good belts. And got someone from, was it Snook, is from Oak Island, North Carolina. We got a lot of people on here.
I don't know how they pick us up.
People are saying that I'm lucky to get to hang out with you. I am. That's definitely.
No, you help a lot.
This was another issue that I don't know if folks know, but the phasing of the camshaft position sensor.
Yeah, we're gonna grind this chunk off here.
Okay.
We used to have it up here when the belt went like this.
Yeah.
But now the belt's here, so we got to move it. So we're going to put it down here. But we got to grind all this out of here to be able to put it there.
So on this particular engine, we're using the Holley Terminator X fuel injection system, primarily because, tell them about the rear end that's in the 34 Ford.
Yeah, it's a 2002 Corvette transaxle automatic,
Yeah.
and it takes a computer to run it.
So,
Holley is made for this fuel injection and
Yeah.
that transmission.
yeah. So essentially you're running a Terminator X that is basically configured for like a 2002 Corvette so that the transmission will shift. The difficulties, folks, is when Kevin and Pete make their engines, you then have to add all of the sensory onto them, right? So here's the camshaft position sensor that the Holley Terminator X needs to see. It's a 3-wire. I don't know if you can see the connector. And it uses a wonky tone wheel. It's a falling rising edge. And so we have to basically replicate the signal and the sensors in their home-built engines so that the computers can operate properly. It sounds like an easy thing, but it's actually not. It's difficult.
And then the Corvette transaxle, we had to narrow it 4 inches
Yeah.
to get the tires under the fenders.
So
Everything's been a kind of a big jigsaw puzzle.
you want to show us the cylinder head over there that's on the workbench?
Okay, this is a 7 liter for Bonneville. It's a 4-valve, of course, twin cam overhead. We made these out of billet, and we made both these tops are bolted on, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to see it, but you can see the Allen screw. Yeah. So this is, it looks like one solid piece, but this actually is a lid. You can see the Allen cap screw. They're going to remove it so you guys can see the inside. This is pretty trick. So Kevin made 4, right? Or no, 2 segments. They're two cylinder. Four individual heads.
You can see the weld here. You see the discoloration right there in the middle. Here's the weld here.
Yeah. There's one of the welds. So these are for that large 7 liter you saw across the way, but he'll open it up. This has been, how long have you been working on this one, Kevin?
Oh, what, 3 years?
3 years on these cylinder heads.
These here we had Jeff's Mummert machine. He did the CNC ported them, and I was just roughing the ports in so that his machine can finish.
So Pete's going to open this up here in a second. It's pretty cool inside to see how they did all the
Two
They did.
pieces.
You guys are getting a live performance here from Kevin and Pete. Yeah, somebody's asking, seeing more details about the cylinder head cooling. So you're going to see that right now when he opens this up. So now you can see inside the cylinder head. So explain the cooling there, because somebody's asking about the cooling passages.
Well,
I
we
know
don't
you
have all of them drilled yet.
Spark plugs.
We don't know how the water is going to come up through the block yet.
Imagine this is 2 cylinders, this being 1. Just imagine it being twice as big. We made 4 of those, welded them together right here. You can't really see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
Welded together right here.
Okay.
And then we welded ends on them because we wanted to get water all down in here. So we basically made this, but in pairs instead of singles.
And you can see through here, right? That's where the water is going to flow through.
We want to get a lot of water around the exhaust port.
Okay.
And you couldn't do that if there was an end on here. So we made it exactly like this, but twice as long. You can see it's got, you can see the top of the piston through the
ports. Yeah.
port. And then there'll be cam boxes. 2 cam boxes on
That'll
top of
sit on
there.
top of this. And then the buckets, and it actuates the buckets.
The bucket and the cam and just like all of them.
All of them. So this is a pretty trick cylinder head, though. A lot of labor, a lot of love in this one, huh?
Yeah, a lot
And
of
they've been flowed already, and they flow really well, right?
Right.
Like 600 CFM or something like that.
11-ish natural
1100 horsepower,
on 427, 430 cubic inch.
430 cubic inches. Yep.
It's going to be a belt drive.
And there's Pete's phone ringing. His significant other's asking where he's at, so he's got to go home. He's not allowed to play anymore for the day. See what Kevin's working on. This is the little adapter for the water pump.
Yeah. How do you get it?
She would, if Sunny goes on to YouTube right now, she can watch it. But she has to be signed in, I think. If she goes on YouTube, she can watch it.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
So the work never stops around this shop. So just for you guys to know, it's almost 4:30. Kevin usually does this until about 6 p.m. every night, 5 days a week.
That's not right. He was running this machine.
Okay, I'll come get you in just a little bit. All right, bye-bye.
So somebody said, a guy named Richard said that he would be fascinated to learn about Pete and Kevin's background and how they came into this and came together to work the world's coolest engines.
Well, I started working in a boat store when I was 16.
Oh yeah, let me just tell this one to Kevin. Kevin, Kim Brown,
Huh?
is that your brother?
Yeah?
Said, I'm glad I caught this live. Tell him, Kevin, I said hi. So Kevin's brother's watching live. There he is. Now you can see what he does at work every day. How many years have you worked here?
I've worked for Pete for 38 years.
So the last 38 years. This is what he does. Sharpens drill bits. End mills. That's totally cool. And again, folks, thanks for bearing with me. I haven't done a YouTube live yet, but I think maybe we could, in the future, schedule some live sessions when Pete and them are doing some pretty cool stuff. Anyway, what was that, Pete?
I started working in a boat store when I was 16, went to Mercury School, pulled outboards, mechanic, and then I got my own shop
Yeah.
and sea ray dealership, and then I got into real estate. That's what pays for all this stuff.
Okay. But went into mechanical stuff very early. It's like age of 16,
I
you
just
said?
like it, and what I learned from Kevin, and hard not making mistakes,
And you made your first intake manifold in high school, right? In your drafting class, and then you made it in metal shop? And what your first form of transportation was like a Cushman scooter, right?
Cushman scooter. I was about 13.
Yeah,
And took it apart a number of times.
that's so cool. What was your first car?
48 Chevrolet.
48 Chevrolet.
My first good car was a 56 Corvette.
And how old were you when you had a 56 Corvette?
I was about 18.
18. Not many 18-year-olds driving around 56 Corvettes.
$1,200.
How much was it?
$1,200.
$1,200. That was a lot back then, though.
It had a 265 in it, so
Yeah.
it's not a race car, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, I'm sure you did. Well, pretty cool.
We'll get this button up here in a day or two and put it back in the car.
Yeah. This is cool. Somebody else, guy named Yo's saying hi. A lot of folks online. So, folks, I'm gonna log out here. But thanks for checking this out, and we'll do some more live streams here. Maybe we'll try and start doing a live stream once a week or so. Maybe I can schedule them.
Friday night.
Well, yeah, or do at the dyno.
Yeah.
That would be fun too, doing the dyno. I don't know if the phone would pick up the audio, but
Well, they can see it on YouTube, right?
they can see it on YouTube. But it'd be kind of cool too, seeing it live. And
Well, you can see
Pete
this
gets a little
car.
tense when it's on the dyno, a little anxious.
You can see this running on the little car.
Yeah.
When Cal's driving.
Yep. So, anyway, folks, we're gonna sign off. But thanks again.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.